Hey there, Jennifer Duclair here with another golden gem to help you create a lawyer life that you are absolutely in love with. Many times lawyers reach a point in their career, usually when they're just starting, but sometimes this even happens while they're still in law school, where they realize that I've worked this hard to get a life that I hate, or they can foresee this life devolving into something that they hate. What do you do if that's you? Stick around. I'm going to tell you exactly what your choices are, how to pursue them, and what you need, the number one factor in making either option a reality for you. Okay, so in terms of making sure that you are happy in your job when you want to stay in your job, this for me is probably the simplest route. Easy, no, simple. Because what I find is that job satisfaction greatly increases once your self-satisfaction increases. I know you want to know, what do I say to my boss to get him to give me a raise? Or what do I say to the senior associates to get them to respect me more and to, support me better? What do I say to the paralegals to get them to actually, get their work done on time so that I don't look like a fool? I know you want tips and tricks, and some of my videos have that. But what I found is that you can't implement the tips and tricks without your inner self being aligned with it. So what does that mean? Do you feel like you deserve to be in that job and that you're an asset to that firm, or that you're barely hanging on to your seat? Are you checking out emotionally so that if they do give you a bad review or even fire you, you won't be affected that much? Promise, you checking out emotionally is affecting your job performance, is actually going to lead to the very thing you don't want happening actually happening. How else does this look when your inner self, your inner satisfaction, your levels of self-worth and self-love aren't up to par with the life that you say that you want at your firm? You're begging for assignments, or you seem like you're groveling, right? To you anyway. You are being overlooked, or so you think. People are getting, you know, promoted before you, even though you were there before them. The nicer cases don't go to you. You're still doing grunt work. And you may even find yourself coming into the office either overworking, and you might justify it with all kinds of reasoning like, oh, that's what you have to do and that's what everybody else is doing. And when what's really going on is you're trying to prove your worth at that job. Don't you have to prove your worth, you say? Not if you work on the inside first. It's a spirit thing, it's a vibe thing. We'll explain that more. The other way that you can see that you're not up to par with the life you say you want is if you go into work and you're not slacking off, but yeah, you're slacking off, right? So it's like one extreme or the other, not a balance. If you have to jump in and speak up every time there's a discussion going on, what are you trying to prove and who are you trying to prove it to? If you need to jump in and fix a problem whenever things go wrong, that's a thankless job. You think that being the rescuer is going to give you some bonus points, and it's not. It's actually creating a steeper fall to the bottom for you. So there are a lot of behaviors that I see when I work with clients one-on-one. I can see that this behavior they think is helping them or might get them what they want on the job, when in fact, this behavior is a symptom of their inner feelings of undeservedness and inability to match the picture that they say they want from the inside out. And those actions are inadvertently sending the signals to your bosses, your supervisors, all the people that could affect your career path, that actually you're not ready for more. And so you stay stuck and you don't know why. So if you're in that camp, then your path forward is to actually really start working on yourself, right? Start working on the inside. You can take the fast route, hook up with me, and let's talk about what things need to move aside so that you can develop into that person who fits the picture of the life that you want. You can take a slower route, uh, get your self-help books, start, doing some research and reading and implementing the stuff, whichever route you decide to take, whether with me, DIY, or somewhere else. If you want to see yourself getting more, being treated more, being treated better, but better is because hopefully you're not in a place where you're being mistreated, but yet more favorable treatment and things like that in your current firm, like you're not trying to like ditch it all and just go start your own thing, then start working on the inside out. Okay. If you need help with that, then I will make sure that my team posts a link below that you can connect with me and we can have a consultation on how you can get started. The next camp of people know that they want to get out. And they either want to get out and do something on their own. Maybe this thing on their own is a law firm. So you want to become a lawyer-prenuer, or you want to be an entrepreneur in another field, in another area. Lots of people with law licenses decide to leave that and, go into legal marketing or go into something else that's not law related and it's just a full-blown business. If that's you, your kind of choice to make is whether you're going to, love your job or leave it, right? And whether you're going to double down and do the inner work to get your life to match up with what you want, or whether what you want is actually in entrepreneurship, right? It's being offered there. This is your decision to make. And there's some tips and tricks and guides that you can use to decide whether that's for you or not. And I actually think I'm going to gift you with a cheat sheet on a series of questions that you can ask yourself to gauge whether you really want to leave and create a business, or you just are desiring a better atmosphere and more favorable treatment in your current job. And if that were to happen, you would be ecstatic in regular salaried employment situation. I'll put a cheat sheet for that below. Look for that link. Okay. So if you fall into the camp where I know I need to strike out on my own, I'm essentially unemployable. You can't ask me to clock in at any particular time. You can't ask me to care about things that, workers are supposed to care about. Please do not come anywhere near me with office politics, right? I'll put the cheat sheet below. So if you're in that camp, what you need to decide at this point is, after you've decided what you're going to make your business about and how you're going to get clients and all that stuff needs to be decided, right? And then you look at easing your way out. Or some people decide to cut bait and run. Cut bait and run and dive into entrepreneurship. Hopefully, the tenets of entrepreneurship so that you can start making money sooner rather than later. But a lot of people who cut and run don't understand how to get clients. And therefore they end in a situation where they don't have a job and they don't have income coming in from clients either. In that case, I hope you have savings. The reason why I say all this is that it is completely possible to quit your job yesterday and have a new client of your own today and start making 5-figure months and then, moving on to 6 figures very quickly. Completely possible. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, I dare say that the timeline on that is equal to the timeline you'll spend sprucing up your resume, sending out applications, and going to interviews. By the time you've completed that and secured your next job, you could have also secured your client. Yes, some people might say, but Jen, once you secure a job, that paycheck's coming every 2 weeks, every month, however often you get paid. But once you secure that first client, you have no idea when the next client is going to come. This is true if you haven't put in place a system for generating clients consistently. And that's a whole other college to attend, okay? If you set out to learn what you don't know about client getting and marketing, then once you know it, you can make a more informed decision on whether to cut bait and run or ease into entrepreneurship. Some people start off easing in and they get to a point where it feels icky now. I don't have anything left in me for this firm. Then it's probably time for you to go ahead and make the leap, right? Others of you have this very dialed in plan, and that as the business income increases, your dependence on the W-2 income decreases, but you're collecting it and stocking it away for a rainy day or whatever it is that you're doing. What your plan is. When I reach X number of clients and X number of dollars per month revenue, I'm quitting my job. So some of you have dialed it in that way. And others of you are saying that you're easing in, but you're actually not doing anything concrete to build your business so that you can be free of your job one day. And if you're in that camp, I encourage you to not shoot to the opposite end of the extreme and cut bait and run. Because if you hadn't been properly motivated to learn this stuff while you had the security of a job, because you can be fired any day, but anyway, if you hadn't been properly motivated to learn what you need to learn while you had the security of a job, then putting yourself in a fight or flight mode is actually not going to help. Now, some people say, oh, but I work well under pressure. I promise you, building a business with consistent income is a whole other monster. Now, if you're inspired, but creating from a frantic energy of I'm going to die if I don't get this done is not how anybody wants to start a business or get a client. In fact, it will scare clients away because people can sense when you're grabbing for their money, when you're seeing them as just, a dollar sign, right? As opposed to you have a heart to serve them, you have a gift and talent that you want to share with the world. That's a completely different energy, and people reward that energy by giving you the dollars that they spent the minutes of their life that they will never get back earning. They spent that time earning those dollars, most people. And so when they give that to you, that's a sacred gift. And if you're grabbing at it out of frantic survival energy, you won't be a match energetically, and that client will pass you by. That brings me to the biggest determining factor in which route you want to take when you're looking to have a lawyer life that you're absolutely in love with. Where is your mind and your heart with it? If you are in a peaceful, inspired place, whichever direction you're leaning towards, go with it. If you are in a, oh, but I guess I'll just, because I can't have anything more, that's not for you. That's the settling energy, and you will feel the dissatisfaction again soon. But what I've learned from experience and helping others is that the knocks become bangs, become blow your house down, hints from the universe that it's time to move on. So if you sense that you are settling because you think it's hard or you don't know how you're going to do it, just commit right now to go find out how to do it. Go find out what you don't know. Just start Googling some things so that you can start learning about it and sticking your toe in the water. And that will fan the flames of hope that you don't have to just settle for this job at this firm, but that you can have more, whatever that more may look like for you. At the end of the day, whether you cut bait and run, whether you ease into entrepreneurship, or whether you stay at your current place or find a better place, but you stay in a employed situation, the key factor on whether your lawyer life is going to be one that you're absolutely in love with is how you feel about it in your spirit. So take some time to check in with you and look for the resources that I'll be posting below. Bye for now.